under these head covers I have two of what I think are the best Callaway drivers ever released. One of them is of course the 2024 Callaway Paradym AI Smoke Triple Diamond. Now brand new, this will set you back 450 odd pounds. Now I also have a driver which is the Callaway Rogue ST Max LS, and I've done this video a couple of years in a row now where I test this Callaway driver against the current Callaway driver, and it always seems to perform really well. I think Callaway found a little bit of a hidden gem with this Rogue ST Max LS. This isn't the triple diamond head, it is the kind of forgiving yet low spin head, which Callaway have made in the Paradym AI Smoke, but unfortunately it's not available to the public, which we don't know why, Chris, do we? We do. So we're going to test it today out here on the golf course. I'm going to test it in the studio, see just how different it is. You can pick one of the Rogues up now for circa 150 to 170 pounds, and they're available in left-handed for you left-handed people out there. So we'll go AI Smoke first, and I do like this driver. Obviously I've got this one. I did buy the good variant as well. That's now gone. Got an okay price for that. And that's why I like this driver. That feels phenomenal, sounds fantastic. It's down the middle of the fairway. I don't know what more I could really want, apart from I could want to save a little bit of money, which is where this comes in. So I've had this from day one, to be honest, and I'm kind of hoping that we can show you a couple of comparisons today where you can find a driver that works for you that also just save you a pretty penny. So we've got the same shaft in here. We have the Hazardous Smoke 6.5 shaft. It just has upgraded decals on the latest one. And this head looks phenomenal. I love the matte carbon crown. I love the gold ring around the back of it. And I really enjoy the difference in offset. You can see that just down the left-hand side, fading back nicely. Two slightly different shots in direction, but two very similar shots in strike location, in height, and what I'm thinking is going to be in distance. Let's get down there, let's see where they are, and let's continue this comparison. So I do really like doing tests like this, and I really enjoy the Callaway Rogue ST Max LS. It's a driver which I've really got on with for the last couple of years, and when I test it against kind of the latest driver, I often think, how good does it have to be, and how much does it have to be as good as to warrant being in your bag? And what I mean by that is, when we're thinking about the price structure of all these drivers, potentially could you save yourself a pretty penny, even if you were kind of 5, 6, 7, 8 yards behind? At what point does it become actually viable that, you know what, I'm going to save the money and buy this one? But then how far back can you go? Can you go back to like the kind of Great Big Bertha days and think, right, well, I'm going to save an absolute fortune, but I might be 20 yards further back, and so on and so forth. Those two shots were hit there. That's one of the best drives I've ever hit this year, to be honest, with the AI Smoke. The actual Rogue, I pulled it a little bit, but what I was going to say before I kind of wound up was that I feel like it's got no offset whatsoever, so it shouldn't go left, and maybe that's me rescuing it with the hands a little bit. But as you'll see in a second, and as you can see guys, we have the AI Smoke bang smack in the middle of the fairway. That's a big drive for winter. That's well past the 150 markers, and I mentioned the 150 markers because that's where the Rogue ST Max LS has finished. So it's probably 10 yards difference there. Obviously this one's pitched in the rough, so it's not going to have the run out that that one's had. So let's continue the test. So a lot of these videos do what, Chris, look what I've found here.
You're joking.
Look at that, that's prime real estate, isn't it, that?
It's free too.
Tubes must have been here. So what I think about with videos like this is, yes, I think of the budget, but I also think about what you've got confidence with and what performs well, because for me, with this Rogue ST Max, it's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it?
It is.
I do feel like with the technology in this, obviously it features that jailbreak II speed frame, it features the carbon sole, it features the carbon crown, which I've already mentioned, and that lovely little ring around the back with the sole weighting at the back. I do really enjoy it, and I feel like the big difference in tech, if we do look at this year's AI Smoke, is obviously more carbon on the bottom, and of course that movable weighting, so you can get it high spin or low spin. Now I've actually got these set on the same setting, so if you look, we have a kind of heavy weight at the back there. Obviously you can't move that with the Rogue ST, but we have the 14 gram weight and the Paradym AI Smoke at the back. So essentially there shouldn't be too much difference here, and I think we're kind of seeing that there isn't too much difference here, especially when we do jump inside and see the numbers, because every so often with the Rogue ST, I hit a shot on the simulator, and Chris will vouch for this as well, you just go, wow, like it's an unbelievable low spin knuckleball shot that carries like 10 yards further than anything else. And the driver isn't like your irons, it isn't like your wedges. You want that one that sometimes just goes 10 yards further because you're further down the fairway, hopefully. So, Flash Face 21 I think this is. Right. No, Flash Face SS22. Oh, Spring Summer 22 collection. So, see if we can straighten this one up a little bit. That one. Like, to say how I've been driving this year, and Chris will probably agree, that's like an outrageous tee shot to be able to just stand up and hit. That's with the 2022 model, the two almost 3-year-old driver. I don't know why I put the balls back in the bag, but I did. Let's see if the Paradym AI Smoke can, to be honest, get anywhere near it, because that felt outrageously good. Amazing how different these look looking down. And that's the left one that I hit last time with the other one. That's in the water. Did you get the zoom on that? Lovely.
I got the zoom on that one.
Nice big splash. So we've hit one left with the AI Smoke and we've hit one left with the Rogue ST. That's the beauty about human testing. I'm not blaming the driver for any of those. I'm blaming my golf swing. Let's jump inside and see just what the numbers are saying with these. Then let's finish up on the 18th hole and, God forbid, try and hit them both straight. And you see, this is exactly why I wanted to test this inside as well, guys, because if you are going to buy a new driver, that one's pitching up there at 270, running up to 290, and with the money that I've saved, could I potentially invest that into some lessons for my golf game? That's what you have to start thinking when you are spending your money on golf. How much do you put towards your clubs? How much do you put towards your membership and your green fees? And how much do you put towards your lessons? I must say, this driver feels incredible, and it's incredible to think that it's not a modern, in brackets, driver. This is going to be obsolete next year. That one's gone 291, spinning at 1792, ball speed at 160. If I can get a ball speed at 160 with any driver, I am doing particularly well, especially if it's in the fairway, which is quite rare for me. Another one. I love how low that flight can be. I love that it's peeling back off to the right hand side. Let's hit a couple more with the Rogue ST and then let's go Paradym and see if you should spend your big money or even wait till the next year to see what's coming, because there's going to be something, isn't there? There's always something. TaylorMade, Callaway, there's always something on the horizon. Look at that for a snapper. That felt so strong. Get over the fence. Get over the fence. Paradym. Is that straight past it? Just bottle that. That's where the Paradym for me. That's pitching 5 yards further than the best Rogue ST, running up to 300 nearly, spin at 1900, ball speed 161.9. Yes, please. Is it worth the extra money though? Should you go to Golf Clubs for cash and buy a second-hand one? Right, that's frightening along. Don't hit the fence. Don't hit the fence. That's 270 in the air and it's still 6 foot up the fence. Right guys, as you've seen, the distances are marginal. Let's run back on the golf course and see just how much difference you really see spending your money on a brand new driver or a second-hand one that's going to be obsolete very soon. Okay, so partial to the time of year, we have the Rogue ST LS and the Paradym. I'm not going in there, but again, similar for distance and just down to the donut driving for accuracy. Okay, so numbers-wise, as you can tell, very, very similar. I feel like consistency-wise, lost my glove. Oof, I feel like consistency, it's only a Kirkland as well. Consistency-wise, the AI Smoke is fantastic, and that's why, for me, it's one of the best drivers of this year. It's stable, it does everything you want it to do, and it's forgiving. You can hit that shot out the toe that randomly, and again, Chris will vouch for this, goes miles, and we don't really know why. So apparently it has the multiple sweet spots, but a lot of that can just be marketing, can't it? Which one do you think looks better? Yeah, I feel like that kind of shadow.
I like the top. I prefer the top view of that in comparison.
See, that's interesting because I really, really like both of them. And they're both obviously carbon, just in different ways. Let's go AI smoke first this time. I actually really like the top of the Good driver.
Yeah.
The black head, that looks fantastic.
Different finish, wasn't it?
Like, is that maybe a look into what next year's is going to look like?
Oof.
Have they just kind of kicked on a little bit with it? Because that performed really well as well. Right, we're going to try and take the corner on. Come on, 2 nice shots would be good. That's good. That's that really nice low penetrating shot, isn't it? Bounding over the hill and far away. Now can we hit the same shot with the Max LS? I do feel like if this came out this year and they've changed the name, you go, oh, look at that, that looks good. They've got like matte carbon on top and they've got this kind of, whatever that is there, what would you call that? Look out, the wings go out here. No, you don't take in like the little stuff in it until years later. Like just to put those little wings on there for a bit more aerodynamics. Right, they're going to be very similar. The Rogue ST's gone a little bit higher there, but it felt like a phenomenal strike again. So this is where I'm really excited to see just which driver has performed best, because this one is a tad more forgiving than the Triple Diamond, because there was a Triple Diamond version of this one available. Has that helped me there keep the ball up in the air a little bit longer and potentially got me more distance? And is that why we sometimes get those shots on the simulator? Let's find out. Right, this really could be the cat amongst the pigeons. I didn't expect there to be as big a difference there. Yes, the Rogue ST went a little bit higher, and yes, we're into the wind ever so slightly, but that's a kind of 20-30 yard difference. And I thought the Rogue ST was going to be the good one there. What do you think?
I'm surprised how far different that has gone, to be honest.
Because that's big, that's like 9-9 instead of pitching wedge, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd have said from the tee, I'd have thought maybe 5 yards, but that is a good 30 yards.
So maybe it's the end of the road for thinking the Rogue ST is still the Callaway's best driver.